Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my review of the Moda Crossfade M80. This is a portable style dynamic headphone made by Moda, and their products are generally very well known for their build quality. So the first thing I always like to talk about is what's in the box. What are you getting for your money? By the way, I paid $45 for these used on Amazon.com. New from Moda's website, you can get them for $150, so that's the max retail price. And you can find them as low as $115 new on Amazon, although I even saw them $80 new on Amazon. Now the prices seem to fluctuate quite a bit for these, so if you find them for a low price, then I'd advise that you grab them because they're pretty good for the lower end of the prices. I might not pay the full price for them, but they are pretty good headphones. So what are you getting when you buy this? What's in the box? Before I jump into what's inside the box, I want to speak a little bit about the box itself because they really wanted to make the unboxing experience quite an experience. When you're first opening, there's a little ribbon that goes in this hole here that you have to cut open. There's a little red ribbon, you know. There's like a button here. These are all like metal buttons. You open it up. This is like a leather carrying thing. The box itself looks pretty nice. Nothing offensive here. Inside the box, you have the case and the headphones themselves. The case itself is very nice. There's a carabiner. Open up the case. Inside you find the headphones themselves, which we'll put right here. And you get your cord inside the case. And the case itself has these kind of Velcro, you know, so you can take out this little Velcro strip. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can if that's something that you're into. The case itself is very nice, very attractive. I like it. Enough about that. We're really here to talk about the headphones. So, the first thing I always like to talk about when speaking about headphones is the comfort. Essentially, they're sort of an article of clothing. You're going to be wearing them for at least a little while at a time. So because these are portable headphones, I don't expect you to wear them for hours and hours on end like you would with, headphones that you would use at your desk over your headphones. Portable on-ear headphones like these are generally more uncomfortable, but I give them a bit of leeway because of that. These are actually some of the most comfortable on-ear headphones that I've ever worn, and I give them credit for that. These pads aren't that soft, but I find that this headphone is shaped to fit on your ear really nicely. The headband is nice. There's nothing really offensive about the comfort. They still will get sore after using for a couple of hours, but that's actually quite long for on-ear headphones. Usually you have to take on-ear headphones off after half an hour, a little less sometimes even. In terms of comfort, this gets a thumbs up in my book. Next thing I want to talk about is sound, because they are headphones. How they sound is quite important. I'll start out by listing off a few of the stats that is on the box. It's got a frequency response of 5 Hz to 30,000 Hz, which is very nice. That's well-extended lows and well-extended highs, so you get quite a nice sound with these. The sound signature itself is a little dark, although it's boosted a bit in the highs for female vocals. On Moda's website, they say that these are specifically tuned for female vocals, so if that's something you listen to a lot, then go for it. They're very highly rated by HeadFi. In fact, I think this was once rated their #1 on-ear headphone, and generally they sound very nice. They sound quite open, which is surprising. I think it might be due to these bass ports on the back of the headphone here. I like how open it sounds. I just think it sounds really nice for what it is. It doesn't sound as good as my desktop headphones, but it still sounds quite good. Now, one thing that some people have complained about is that these bass ports compromise the sound isolation, and I never found anything like that happening. They did leak a bit of sound, but not outwards. Sound leaked in. Sound didn't really seem to leak out at all. But I found that because they didn't distort at high volumes, I could just crank up the volume and be fine anyway. I've even used this while mowing the lawn and doing other tasks like that. Finally, let's talk about the build and the design of these headphones, because I think that the build and design are some of the strongest aspects of these headphones. Talking about them would only be appropriate. So first off, I really like the design. I like the style. I like how it looks. I think that it looks good. I think it's stylish. I think it looks cool. Some people don't like hexagons. I like hexagons a lot. They're comfortable. You can wear them around your neck. One thing I don't like very much is that because this metal bit is, it's built really well. There's a lot of metal in this build. But if you're running around with these, then this metal bit seems to stab into your collarbone. I like how they used like a pleather leather thing here, which is, as I said, very comfortable, although it does get a little bit sweaty if you're using them while you're working out, which I have done. Even then, I found that they didn't really get that uncomfortable. They never got hot. Nothing like that ever happened. In terms of the build more than the design, this is apparently built to military grade standards. That's something they put on their box. It says right here, military level quality. There's a ton of steel in this headband, and they say you could like bend it out flat, you can twist it, you can drop it. I've dropped these quite a bit and they were fine. However, one thing you do have to remember is that because these are built so well, you might come to think that they're indestructible, but they're not. At the end of the day, they're still headphones and you still can knock bits loose. Generally, I found these are built very well. I still did manage to knock out one of the drivers by being extremely rough with it, but I feel as though you would really have to run over these with a car to really damage them. I've even seen pictures and videos of people submersing them completely in water, taking them out, and drying them off, and they play just fine. So, extremely well built. So, final remarks. Would I advise that you buy these headphones? At the end of the day, it really depends on you. Are you looking for a set of portable headphones? Do you think that these are stylish? These are decisions you'll have to make. If the answer to both of those questions are yes, then these are some of the best sounding headphones that I've ever bought. If you can get them for as low as $45, then I would definitely go for them, because these were originally $200. They're down to $150 now, but that is really great value for these headphones. With that, this review is over. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked the video, leave a dislike. If you want to see more videos like these, then consider subscribing. And if you have something to say, any questions or anything like that, leave a comment. I'll be sure to read it. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta.